in that little transition from literally from 18 to 25, like trying to grow and figure out what adulthood is and how we fit into it. And then we go back and we look at old pictures and we're like, oh, this was so fun, we need to do this again. Oh my god, do you remember this? Like, that's so crazy that it was this long ago. Hey y'all, it's Jerica. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking to you guys about 5 things that I learned in my early 20s. For those of you who don't know, I'm 25. I turned 25 last year in September. So yeah, I've been 25 for a couple of months, so I just wanted to sit down and just talk to you guys a little bit, talk to you guys about some things that I learned and that I still take with me now at this age. Yeah, so I have my phone right here because I have them all written down in my notes, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. The first thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change direction or to change something that you want to do. I feel like in those early stages of like 18 through the early 20s, we feel like everything is so permanent, like every decision is just set in stone, like what our major is, what college we're going to, the friend group that we're hanging out with. We feel like, you know, like this is what we have and we have to hold on to this. Like once we pick something or we decide on something, we can't change it. And that's not true because those early years are for us to learn and grow and explore and, you know, learn new things and meet new people. And we shouldn't be afraid to, you know, change our minds if we decide that we don't like something or we decide that we want to do something different. I know I was really hard on myself anytime that I had to change anything, like my major, for example. But I'm here to tell you that it will all be okay. It will be okay if you want to change your major. It'll be okay if you want to transfer to a different college. It'll be okay if you don't like the same things that you used to like, you know, when you were in high school or when you were a freshman in college. You know, we're meant to change, so don't be so hard on yourself when you feel like you need to pivot and go in a different direction. Okay, number 2 is that it's okay to outgrow people. I feel like whenever we're ending that chapter of high school and, you know, we're moving away, we're going to a different town, trying to meet new friends, you know, at college or whatever you decide to do, and you kind of just like hold on to those friendships sometimes a little bit too tightly because they're all that you know. So I mean, it makes sense, but it's okay whenever, you know, you move away and, you know, you find new friends that you might have more things in common with, and, you know, that's okay. You don't have to feel bad because you're bringing these new people in your life and don't feel like, you know, you're leaving the old ones behind. By all means, if you're still close, you know, with those friends and you still have value in those relationships, you know, hold on to them and make them work, as long as, you know, the effort is equal. But don't feel like you got to hang on to, you know, certain people whenever you're transitioning to a different stage in life. Okay, so number two is that it's okay to outgrow people and grow apart from people. I feel like in those early stages, whenever you're just getting out of high school and you're starting college or a freshman in college, you feel bad about leaving behind old friends, and, you know, you try and hold on to those old friendships and relationships, even though that might not be what's best for you, because those friendships and relationships might not be serving you anymore. You just might enjoy different things, and that's okay. It's okay to, you know, love people from afar and to not cling on to those old friendships if, you know, you feel like you're elevating and you're moving on to different things than they are. And what I think a lot of people don't really realize is that when we're in high school, the friends that we have in high school, sometimes the reason that we're friends with them is because we're in high school, because we see them every day, because we ride the same bus, because we do some of the same activities. So, you know, you gravitate towards your certain group of people in, you know, whatever category you're in, whether it was sports, clubs, whatever. You're spending all your time with these people 5 days a week. So whenever it's, you know, time to go and you graduate and you're not seeing these people anymore, you realize that the reason why you spent so much time with these people is because you guys were just in the same environment. Like outside of school or outside of your hometown, you might really not share any common interests. And I feel like we realize that once we graduate and we move away or we go somewhere else, we realize, well, we really didn't even have that much in common anyway. So like I said, it's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to, you know, move on from old relationships. It's okay to move on from old friendships. Number 3 is something that we've heard many times, but it's when people show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. Believe them the first time they show you. Because so many times we romanticize this idea of what people could be, or what the relationship could be, what the friendship could be like, or we pull, you know, these good qualities that we see out of people and we overlook the bad ones that would be deal breakers for us because we try and hyper focus on the good things, and in the end we end up getting hurt because we were blind to what was always there the whole time. I know everybody's seen that TikTok when the girl is like, because if he wanted to, he would. Because if he wanted to, he would. And if he wanted to, he would.
Hi, baby. I just want to remind you that if he wanted to, he would. Because if he wanted to, he would. And since he would want to, he would. And that would mean that he would, but he doesn't want to.
That goes for everybody. That goes for relationships, friendships, family, everything. Literally everything. If they wanted to, they would. When people show you who they are, that's who they are. So stop trying to alter it and twist reality and always hyper focusing on potential, because sometimes the potential is in our heads. It's not really there. Okay, number 4 is that everyone is not gonna like you, and that's okay. And that has always been super hard for me, just because I don't know, I'm a nice person and I love everybody. I love people. So when people don't like me for literally no reason, it offends me, because I'm like, well, you know, like, what did I do? I didn't do anything to you, so you have no reason to not like me. And I've had to learn that some people just aren't going to like you. They're not gonna have a valid reason. Some people aren't gonna like you because of the way you dress. Some people aren't gonna like you because of the way you wear your hair. Some people aren't gonna like you because people like you. Because other people like you. Sometimes that will make people envious and they won't like you. Some people won't like you because of where you live, because of how you grew up, because of the family that you grew up with. There are an endless amount of reasons why somebody might not like you, but we have to learn to accept that and be okay with that, because we are not here to please everybody. We're only here for ourselves. At the end of the day, we are our own priority, and we can't focus on trying to fix the image of us that's in other people's heads, because that's not your responsibility. How you feel about yourself is your responsibility. Okay. Last one is to live every moment to the fullest. Soak it all in. Soak in going out, hanging out with your friends, going shopping, going to dinner, going to brunch, going to concerts, traveling with your friends, traveling with your family. Because these early years, I feel like are some of the most stressful years in our lives, whether you're going to college, whether you're going to the military. It's so much stuff that we're trying to work out in that little transition from literally from 18 to 25, like trying to grow and figure out what adulthood is and how we fit into it. And I feel like that part of our lives can kind of just go by in a blur, because we're doing all this stuff, we're hanging out with our friends, we're having fun, but we're not really focusing on the fun that we're having. And then we go back and we look at old pictures and we're like, oh, this was so fun, we need to do this again. Oh my god, do you remember this? Like, that's so crazy that it was this long ago, because you weren't in the moment. Like, you might have been overthinking something, worried about something else, worried about an assignment that was due a couple of days later or a week later, worried about, you know, your finances, worried about a bill, worried about moving. So many things. Sometimes we just need to breathe and just live in the moment. Not focus on what we got to do when we get home, or what we got to do when the semester starts back, or what test we got to study for next week. Just live, because we're never gonna be that age ever again. We're never gonna be any age that we are right now ever again. So we need to live every single day to the fullest, especially in those years. All right, guys, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys heard something that spoke to you, something that you can take with you from this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and tell me some things that you learned in your early 20s or in your late teen years. And make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already, so you don't miss any future uploads. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.